Hi everyone. Today I will share my PhD interview experience at IIT Madras. So yeah, so as I graduated from IIT Kushetra, I belongs to CFTI Center for the Technical Institutions. So I don't need gate to apply for MS or PhD at IITs. So usually the cutoff is around 700 gate score for PhD at IIT Madras. So, as in my case, I was from CFTI, so there was no gate required at my end. So, I was eligible directly. I need of a minimum 8 CGPA in my BTech. And if you have a 8 CGPA or greater beyond that, then you are eligible directly. Your gate is waived. So, so I will share in next couple of like minutes like what are the questions they ask and all. So as I applied at IIT Madras, it was an online interview at my time. It was Corona, so I have gave before in that interview before there was like firstly they have given us Google form initially before the interview where we have to select the subjects in which we are proficient, and so they can ask the questions in that subject. So I have chosen two subjects. One is data structure and second is your networking. So these are the two subjects I have chosen for my PhD interview at IIT Madras. So same like from these two topics there was questions that was asked to me. So like there are various things. Like firstly it start with introduction. They asked me the introduction like what from where I did graduation. You have to ask them like what's your name, what's your background, from where you belong, what's from where you graduated, and anything, any technical stuff you have, any publications, any projects you did. You can elaborate those things in the introduction. Okay, so yeah, so I have given them introduction, so they have a clarity about my background, like from where I graduated and all. Then they asked me about my coordinates, like the reason from where I belongs, from where I am giving interview. So as I was belonging to Haryana, so same I said I'm belonging to Sirsa, Haryana. So from where I'm giving my interview, as I was from CFTI, so I don't need any gate score. And uh, and then the first interview came. It was one ma'am, and they asked me question to define a node of tree, structure in C for a node of tree. Okay, and so how we can define a struct node, uh, curly braces, node star left, colon, uh, integer value, node star right. In a tree we know there is one value and there is left. There is a pointer to the left subtree and there is a pointer to the right subtree, right? So in that structure what we have, one is address of a left node, root node of the subtree, and one address for the root node of right subtree. Okay, so similarly we can define a structure, like it should be like a structure node, curly braces, node star left, integer value, node star right. Okay, then they said me then they add on a question and they said me to find the sum of all the leaf nodes of a tree. Okay, to find the sum of all the leaf nodes of a tree. So how you can solve this question? You can use any of pre-order, post-order, or in-order uh, workflow. Okay, all of these are transverse methods for a tree. You can use any of that, and you can parse entire tree, and you can check firstly if whether a node is root node or not. Sorry, it's a leaf node or not. How we can check a node is a leaf node or not? If it's both left and right subtrees are null, okay, then it's a leaf node, and we can store those values into your uh, any static variable. Or anyhow, we have to firstly find it out all the leaf nodes, and then we will take a sum of all those leaf nodes, and that we will return through our function. Okay, and those things you can store in uh, a static variable, or you can return those values and keep on adding while doing recursion and following these various uh, tree transversals, like any of the pre-order, post-order, or in-order. Okay, then there was another sir came. They asked me questions from networking. Like they asked me what are the differences in TCP and UDP, what are the different transport layer protocols. So I answered them like there are TCP and UDP. So they asked me what is difference in that. So like usually TCP is transmission control protocol and UDP is user datagram protocol. So in TCP there are connections. In UDP there are no connections. Okay, so TCP is a more secure and UDP is a less secure. Then they asked me one question. They said like we are all doing at present a video call, right? As interview was online. So they asked me what are the protocol this software is using, whether we are using here like in that particular video calling, right? At that instant time, whether they are using TCP or UDP. So I answered that we are using TCP. They asked why, because I answered that there are connections and it is more secure over UDP. So we are using TCP according to me. So this is what I answered to them. Then they asked me what are the difference between access control and flow control methods, and what are the different methods that lie into access control, and what are the different methods that lie into flow control. So access control methods, usually there are acknowledgements, and there are various flow. No, in flow control there are acknowledgements. In access control there are no acknowledgement. There are various methods in flow control like stop and wait, selective repeat, go back and okay. And in access control there are different methods like CSMA, CD, token ring, aloha, polling methods, like that. So these the things are asked to me from networking. Then there is one more teacher came and he then asked me what are the subjects I have a knowledge, what are different topics I am proficient in data structures. So I have tell that so a lot of topics that I am proficient with that. Then he choose one topic which I have not mentioned to him, that was heap shot. So and then he asked me various things about heap shot, like what are the various functions in heap shot. So as we know there are various operations that we can do. There are heapify, insertion into heap, deletion from heap. Then they asked me what are the time complexity of each of these operations. So heapify take big of log n is the number of elements of heap. Insertion take big of log of n as well. Deletion from heap also takes big of log of n. Okay. Then he asked me what are the different parameters I will take in a heapify function. So it involves like your pointer to array, your size of array, and your uh, root of a subtree where we want to apply heapify. Okay, so these are the things he asked. Then he asked me what is the time complexity of heap shot. It is like analog, and we know it is in place algorithm. Then he asked me what are the different applications where we use heap shot. So we know various applications like priority queue, Dakshatra shortest path algorithms, Prim's minimum spanning tree algorithm. We can find the kth largest or smallest element using heap shot, right? And there are greedy algorithms where we can use these heap shot functionalities. So this was my overall interview at IIT Madras, and I think I have answered well these questions and all. But anyhow, at last, when the result came, I was not in selected list of PhD scholars, though I have given it mostly for the sake of my knowledge. I want to know what are the level at top IITs, what they want in students who they hire for a PhD, what are the skills required to an individual. So as I was working already in IT company, I gave it as of curiosity to understand in the entire interview process and all. So it was really amazing experience. So these are most of the things I have covered, which they asked me. Hope this will help you in preparing your interview experience at IIT Madras. Thank you.